These lights are hot. Yo, people, it's Retro J, aka Jason Terry, aka Jacob, and many more names to come. But what's it? Yeah, I'm just gonna be sharing my downloads for the full moon in Aries. 27 degrees, so that's a Gemini degree, a triple Gemini degree by degree theory. Again, I'll always shout out Mr. Nicholas Stojanovic for that theory because it's on fucking point. But the degrees will show like a tinier, a smaller element of the transit that is playing out, like a smaller storyline going on within the coding of the alignments of the relativity between the sun and the moon, I guess. And relativity is a key word because the sun's in Libra. Libra is all about relationships between the upper horizon, the upper half of the zodiac, and it's the bridge between the higher realm and the lower realm, or the higher, I won't say dimensions of the zodiac, the above the horizon and beneath the horizon. Yeah, Libra is the bridge of that. Libra understands the flip side to things, the mirroring, the reflection of things. Libra represents the crossroads, the bridge, and the crossover. And this full moon represents a final or a finale or fulfillment in crossing over to another side. You know, fulfillment with that energy, but not really in that sense. It's more so crossing over with ourselves, crossing over a bridge that in our individuality or in our I am, in terms of our raw individual personal self-expression, you know, our most authentic expression of ourselves when there's no stage, when there's no crowd. It's like having fulfillment in crossing over a high bridge, for example, or maybe you were afraid to assert certain languages or to put two and two together on your own, or to look at yourself truly in the mirror as an individual through Libra season. This is the finale of that story with this full moon in Aries. Although that new moon in Aries, I wouldn't say this is the conclusion to the new moon energies though, because no, the new moon in Libra, that was introducing kind of like, well, quoting Peace Dealer, introducing your alter ego to social situations where Aries is individual power and Libra is shared power, you know, the power of a team, the power of two, the power of chemistry, the power of a duo kind of thing, where Aries is like, fuck that. Libra's the battle, Aries is the war, you know? But this full moon is representing, well, full moons in general represent a culmination, a swelling up or a feeding, being fed up. Either you're fed up and you're rushing. Normally with full moons, you're fed up of something, so you're releasing. You're in a state of releasing, or you're rushing to feed something up to the brim, so you can get away from something else that isn't fulfilling you. You know, or that's been overfilled. So now you're trying to fill something up elsewhere. And since it's through the lens of Aries being a cardinal fire sign. Cardinality is a modality that's always representing action, just taking action, not thinking. Well, they do think, but it's more about just in the heat of the moment. The cardinal signs understand how to make the most of the moment, how to do when no one else will, how to take the initiative when no one else will. And then fire burns through, fire sees right through. So fire likes to cut to the chase, pretty much. And Aries fire is like the beginning of a fire, the spark plug, the acceleration, you know, when you get the engine running kind of thing to heat the car up. And then the consistent heat, that's Leo. Or the heat that the car will be ready to take off at, like that would be Leo. And then Sagittarius would be the car on a long journey, pretty much. But yeah, so this full moon in Aries, based on what I perceive it to be, so don't take my word as the only word, but I'm adding to the collective. But yeah, with the full moon, it will always bring either fulfillment or fed up energy, and therefore rushing to fill up another cup. And this is in regards to the I am, to your individuality, to how you see yourself, how you feel about yourself. The fire signs all deal with seeing us, with how we see and feel things, you know. Shout out to Dolo for that definition. But The fire signs all deal with seeing and feeling, but where water internalizes the feelings, fire catches the feeling and then expresses it, kind of thing. Where Aries is the most raw with their feelings, the most raw, deal with it in a moment and then move on type of energy. And dealing is a strong word for Libra as well, dealing. And with the combination of the moon in Aries and the sun in Libra, this is a combination that addresses where the moon is what we're reacting and responding to. The moon is what the energy that we're feeling into, getting comfortable with. Everyone won't be comfortable with this in the collective because everyone ain't a fire sign, everyone ain't an air sign. Even then, Libra opposes Aries, but still, Libra knows how to deal with opposition, knows how to deal with opposites, knows how to come to a fair deal, a fair agreement, or let's, all right, cool, you got a problem with me, I got a problem with you, let's scrap it out. Let's make a compromise, let's speak about it, let's clear the air instead. So even when there is opposition, Libra can still find balance with everyone. This is why Libras are so popular. But when it comes to the cardinal fire of Aries, we're dealing with initiating new ways of how to see and feel. Initiating. Aries, whenever Aries understands what it means to be by yourself. It's the warrior sign. It understands it understands what to do when there is no other option but you and space. When you're in space by yourself, when you're alone, when you're in your own head, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna start? What are you gonna kickstart? Who's gonna be there for you? No one but you. If no one else has you, you got you. And Aries is there to remind everyone of that. That you're always going to have yourself no matter what you go through in this life, no matter how many transformations you go through, no matter who you're connected to, it's you versus you. It's you and you, And this transit reminds you that it is always you that you are. If you are battling other people, if you are at war with others, if you do feel like your individuality is threatened, or like, if you do feel like people don't see you or feel you in the way that you feel about yourself, and this is being reflected to you in your relationships, this is a time for you to let that inner warrior come out, to let that authentic expression come out, because you can't just allow people. At the end of the day, your relationship will reflect how you feel about yourself, pretty much. And this is what this full moon is about. Is like, how the hell do you feel about yourself, and what kind of relationships do you have as a reflection of the relationship you have with yourself. The better your relationship with yourself is, the more harmonious this goes. The worse you treat yourself, the worse other people treat you, or the worse you look at other people as well, because you judging them the way you judge your damn self. What you see in the mirror is what you see when you look at others too, But anyway, based on what I actually wrote 8 minutes in, this full moon is about, from my perspective, bringing in, fulfilling, or rushing to bring in fulfilling fresh starts, new life, and passionate surges into our reflections, soulmates, relatives, partners, and spitting images of ourselves, because people do reflect us, are a reflection of who we are a piece of our 360, This also brings about last-ditch efforts to salvage partnerships, deals, contracts, and agreements to see if they line up with your mission and self-development journey and transformation in identity and ways of feeling and expressing yourself personally as a result. So this will be the last time to make an agreement happen, to make a relationship work. But this the contradictory energy, because Aries likes to start new shit. Aries is the spark. But Aries also understands how to see through the bullshit, how to cut through to the bullshit and get straight to the point and be direct. Take action. If there is someone you want to commit to, or there is a relationship you haven't committed to that you should be committed to, now's the time to start that. Now's the time to get that on the road, so you're not getting into it. So the beginning of any partnership, new partnerships coming in now, you're not already starting off allowing space for someone else's individuality while yours is completely being blocked out, But anyway, I hope that makes sense. Fulfilling initiatives to clarify a tie, partnership, and an injustice left previously in limbo due to not being directly tackled to clear the air, which is important too. With Gemini being like in the background of this full moon, with the triple Gemini degree. Also, it ties into like Mercury going direct finally, and everyone's been saying, yeah, you're getting clarity. You're getting clarity about relationships. You're getting clarity about contracts, agreements made, clarity about karma coming back around, because Libra also deals with like evening out the scales if they were uneven, if the balance wasn't tilted 50-50 before. This is a season for evening out those scales again. Whether it's you, whether it's someone else, done what they done to you, what you done to someone else, everyone gets their justice. Their justice is served. This is why Saturn's exalted in Libra too, Don't make commitments. Libra season at least reminded me, don't make commitments, you're not going to fulfill them. You're not going to fulfill that. Anyway. Okay, this full moon is also squaring Pluto in Capricorn, which has just gone direct. Which Pluto in Capricorn is all about us taking power and control, taking back the power over how we present ourselves to the world, over the expectations placed on us, over how we conduct business, how we work smart rather than just unnecessarily hard, how you make your life easier in the 3D. It's about taking back the power over that, And if you've been wrongly done by like authority figures at work, for example, it's time to take the power back, because a lot of people in positions of power tend to abuse it, The system itself might not be wrong, but the people handling the system, they're the ones that have hidden agendas a lot of the times. Or there's like, nepotism going on. And so it makes it harder for people that are well qualified for a position or for a promotion to get true fulfillment and satisfaction. And if that's been happening to you, Pluto and Capricorn, has been a time, especially with the retrograde, for you to reflect on that and get your fucking power back. Whatever, you own up, you put someone on blast respectfully, Capricorn, and expose them respectfully, or you take the power back and you create your own job title, your own job role, and you define what success is for yourself. But I feel like that's a big part of this transit, is redefining what success even means in the first place. What structure even means in the first place, what professionalism even means in the first place, what work is smart and not hard, what work is smart means in the first place. Anyway, the square to Pluto brings conflict, challenge, and squares bring conflict, but also as a result of that conflict, it builds strength and resilience. And Capricorn's all about lifting heavy weight, lifting pressure off your shoulders, dealing with other outside expectations, outside rules, and playing to our position in the system. So yeah, but we learn from that. We build resilience. So there's a lot of toughening up going on collectively, and especially if the kids born during this Pluto and Capricorn, yeah, from like I think 2008, kids born during this period, yeah, they're different. They got different kind of tough skin, different. They've had to mature early. So a lot of the dark side of human nature isn't it's normal. It's almost normal. It's like in their bones almost like. But anyway, so they're just natural born weightlifters in that sense. Psychological weightlifters, generational curse weightlifters, all of that. Even their physical bodies, like different kind of deep rooted strength that they have from previous lifetimes. But yeah, it brings conflict, challenge, and learning that builds emotional / inner resilience to, in this case, dying structures, blueprints, landmarks, historical figures, and pole positions to reach for psychologically in order to feed the void for success and also transform the power it has over us collectively and individually. Aries moon transits bring new activations, initiatives, ventures, and motivation to push ahead with an inner state of revelation and activation in the case of the moon. But Pluto in Capricorn represents a dying system, structure / boundaries being replaced by ones where you / we have more control, or me / have more control over, which can be scary. Being replaced by ones which you have more control over, which can be scary if you're breaking away from codependent attachments to the boundaries, rules, and expectations others placed on you in past timelines. But another thing, there's a T-square forming between the full moon and Pluto. And there's also sextile Jupiter and Aquarius. So this is like showing that you committing more to yourself will always allow you to open up more to the meaning of your affiliations, the true meaning of your affiliations, whether they reflect your self-development journey or whether they hold back your individuality or not. But it's like opportunities to expand on the meaning and reasoning behind what you're a part of. you know, what communities you're joining, or what teams you believe in, what causes you believe in, what social groups you feel